Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. So here we are. We're now going to be I'm going to be teaching a class we're going to be doing some planks. But we have this weekly plank challenge, but instead of doing it for 2 minutes straight, I'm going to break it up into 30-second intervals. So we'll come down and we'll do 30 seconds, then we'll go do something. It's like doing our wash, throwing in a wash. We'll let it wash, and we'll go do something else, and then we'll come back, take it out, and put another wash in. So that's what we'll be doing with the planks. So we'll come back, so 30 seconds, and we'll do 4 sets. Forearm planks. Now, if you're someone that doesn't typically do forearm planks, you're the one that would be doing more of the straight arm. Then the forearm planks, you'll find there's an intensity to it. It's a little bit, I would say, more challenging, for sure, because you're not using your arms as to help you hold you up. You don't have your upper body, you don't have your arm strength. So because you're on your forearms, you have to really activate the muscles in your core more so. So it's not that either one is better than the other, that it's preferable. It's just different, and that's the difference. So don't worry if you like your straight arm planks, that's fine. But today we're going to do forearms. But it's accessible to most people because we're breaking it down to 30 seconds, and we'll stop and we'll go off and then come back and do another 30 seconds. It's a little bit what I found in interval training class, where you kind of do a quick jog. It's not quite like that. And then you go and you do something else, and then you come back and you do a skip rope, so you get your heart rate up every so many, once every minute. But so the plank offers that. So it's kind of semi-similar. I have 2 blocks, and it's hard to describe this class because it is a plank that I am including the planks, and there's a strength, but there's also a beautiful stretch component to it. So to be able to explain it is really hard, but we're going to just go with it and see how you enjoy it. First time I've ever done planks, interval planks. It's usually you do planks all the time, but they're never long planks, or I have you hold it for long periods of time. So now it's going to be kind of in and out. So it'll be an interesting experience to see how you do. So we're going to start with sitting. We're going to let the eyes gently close. And as we sit, bring your head over your pelvis. I have to remind myself every time I sit because I'm always leaning forward. So as I remind myself, I remind you. My shoulders are pretty relaxed, but yours might not be, so lift them up towards your ears and roll them back and down. And then start to just breathe in and out. Feeling the breath as it rises and falls. And then gently open the eyes. And we're going to stay sitting, but if you're sitting on something, you might have to take it off. So we're going to take our right shin in front of your left. So rather than at the ankle, try and see if you can get it to the shin so that you can just start to open up your hips a little bit. And you might, if you want something to rise your hips just a little bit, a blanket, that's fine too. So let's inhale, reach arms up to the sky, stretch, and lower the hands to the ground. Let them land, and then take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you can slide the hands a little further forward.
Drop your head. Let the knees spread and drop. As if your lower body, your hips, your glute muscles, your knees, your feet become really heavy. Almost as if they're one. They're one, rather than separate parts, they're actually one part. And they're made of clay, let's say, or goop. So let your whole lower body feel like it's just melting together into the ground, into the hips. Everything's going at once, moving at once, stretching at once. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the left on a diagonal, in line with your left knee. I just got a cramp, okay. And then stretch your arms to the left. I'm going to you do that. I have a cramp in my left leg, so I'm going to extend it. So it can just keep it, yours crossed. Stretch to those arms. On that diagonal, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then gently slide your hands back towards you. And then to bring your arms over to the right diagonal and stretch here. So there's a stretch and a gentle twist. You don't have to overdo it here. Go about 60% effort rather than 100% or 90%. It's a nice way just to start the day. And then slide your hands back to center and roll yourself back up. And let's just switch the cross. Left in front of the right. Unless it was the other way, I can't remember now because I had to move my leg. Let's inhale, arms reach to the sky, bring the hands back to the ground in front. Before you go any further, I want you to take an inhale and exhale. Walk your hands a little further forward, drop your head. Let the hips slide apart. Let everything get really heavy, like one big clump of clay that's being, just you're molding it in towards the ground, like flattening it out. That's another way of putting it. And then take your arms over to the right on a right diagonal. Take an inhale and exhale. Let the left hip press down, and there's a gentle twist. And then walk your hands over to the left on that left diagonal. A little twist here, right bottom cheek towards the ground, and then walk your hands back to center. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slide the hands up to your knees, roll the shoulders back and down, and uncross your legs. Let's come onto hands and knees. Press back into a child's pose. Legs closer together so that we can get into the lower back. Stretch your arms forward. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ooh. And then walk your arms over to the left on a diagonal. So you can they can be on a diagonal in your peripheral vision, or you can bring the hands lower down so they're in line with your left knee, and take your right hand on top of that left hand or separate, and then gently press. So this is more intense when if the hands are lower, they're towards your knees or towards your hip, as opposed to a little bit further up. And then walk your hands back to center. Stretch, realign that spine, and then walk your hands over to the right. The same thing here. Kind of choose where you want to place your hands. On a diagonal, a little bit further up or a little bit further down. Maybe that left hand is placed on top of the right. Press down with those hands as if you're trying to push the mat away from you, or it would be off the ground, obviously. So I have to have a mat here. Take your left bottom cheek, press it down. So you're just pushing trying to create space by pressing in opposite directions while twisting. And you're breathing into that spine. So the tendency here is to hold your breath. Don't. Just breathe. Walk your hands forward and then come up to all fours. Knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. We're going to start off with a few slow cats and cows, then we're going to speed it up. When we do start to speed up, when you exhale into your cat, you pull the tummy. I want you to force the air out of your nose or mouth. Actually, do it through the mouth for this one. Every time you exhale, exhale through the mouth, and you exhale as you pull the tummy muscles in and up and around the spine. And we'll go a little faster now. So you're going to, every time you pull the belly in and up, you exhale. Inhale, exhale. You can go faster. One more time, and then come back to neutral. Sit back into your child's pose. Stretch through those arms, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, come onto all fours, curl toes under, downward facing dog. Get a nice little stretch here, breathing in and breathing out. And then come onto your knees and come onto your forearms. And into Sphinx. So wrists are aligned with shoulders. And you're going to grip the mat with those hands. And you're going to pull your chest forward. Pressing into the tops of those feet, taking an inhale and exhale. So from here, then you're going to curl the toes under. You're going to either lift the knees up or keep the knees on the ground. And we're going to go into plank. 3, 2, 1, go. And only 30 seconds. So we can do 30 seconds. And if 30 seconds is too much, then just do as much as you can. And we'll meet you in your child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Woo. Forearm plank. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And then press into child's pose. And let your breath start to settle again. Breathing deeply, inhale and exhale. Then inhale, come to all fours. Let's exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring the feet closer together. Inhale, right leg reaches to the sky. Stretch through that right leg. Step right foot to right thumb. Slide your left foot back, runner's lunge. Lift your heart forward, breathing in. Softening the shoulders down, breathing out. Flatten out your back foot. Keep your right knee bent and cartwheel those arms open, warrior twos. Make sure the feet are in line. Arms out to the sides, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, spin the palms up, straighten your front leg, reach arms up to the sky. Exhale, re-bend your right leg. So imagine you're doing this in water, so you have to have this resistance. So anything more dense than air. Stretch the arms up to the sky, straighten that right leg, and then re-bend your right knee and straighten those arms. One more time, reach those arms up, straighten that right leg, keep the straight leg. Left hand on the left hip, come down, place the hand on your shin, right hand on your shin, or on a block outside your right foot. Left arm sweeps up to the sky, breathing in. Feel free if you'd like to bring your left arm over to the right, over that left ear. Turn the baby pinky down, fingers down. Inhale and exhale. And then come back up, rebend your right leg. Swing your left leg, your back leg forward. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a knee, place the knees down. Just press back for a moment in child's pose. Keep arms long and strong, breathing in and breathing out. And then let's inhale, come to all fours. Let's slide onto our bellies, come onto the forearms. Sphinx pose again. We'll do this. I said we're on the second one. So we'll first start with a Sphinx pose. Let the chest slide forward. Take those fingers, grip that mat as if you're trying to draw that mat towards you. Lift your heart, soften the shoulders. And then let's gently lift let's relax for a moment. Come onto either our knees, curl the toes under, or lift the knees off the ground. We're going to start. 3, 2, 1, go. 30 seconds, and we're breathing here. We're not holding our breaths. We're drawing the tummy muscles in and up. Our gaze is downward. Inhaling and exhaling. Take another inhale and exhale. Feeling the strength of this body. If you haven't done forearm planks or you rarely do them, you can tell they're different. Press back, child's pose. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then let's inhale, come to all fours. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts to the sky. Step left foot between your hands. Oops, yes. Curl the back toes under, runner's lunge. I almost had you go into warrior two. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then flatten out your back foot. Cartwheel those arms open. Warrior twos. Left knee over the left ankle, breathing in and breathing out. Flip those palms up and then straighten your front leg. Reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, flip the palms down, rebend your left leg, arms to the shoulders, shoulder height. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Use the ground as your resistance. Inhale, lift. This time, right hand, keep the right leg straight. Right hand on the left hip, left hand on the shin, or maybe the block outside of your left foot. Right arm reaches to the sky, breathing in, Trikonasana, triangle. Right arm reaches over to the left, maybe. Take that pinky finger of that right hand down, breathing deeply, inhale. And breathing out. Really get into these nooks and crannies, these areas of the body that are so tight. Then rebend your left knee, lifting up, warrior two, curl the back toes under, lower back down, step back, downward facing dog. Come onto those knees, press back into child's pose. Stretch those arms, inhaling and exhaling. Let's inhale, come to all fours. Let's exhale, downward facing dog. Press up, down, and stretch. Let's walk your hands towards your feet. Bring the feet hip distance, so just walk them in a little closer. Take your arms, slide them over to the left. If you need to place them on your shins or on blocks, that's fine. Your knees are soft here. You're gently stretching. Try to keep those hips squared. I know you'll want to your tendency is to bring your right hip to the right. Try and keep them squared so you can get into the hip joint. And then walk your hands back to center and then over to the right. So this also has an effect on your lungs. And I'm not sure how, but it does. Take a deep breath in. Just this shape. Maybe it's opening up the back of the lungs, the sides of the lungs. And then walk your hands back to center. Walk forward. Coming onto your knees, coming onto your forearms. Into Sphinx pose. So we have 2 more sets. Let's start with Sphinx. Take your fingertips on the mat, grip the mat, and let the chest slide forward. And you can feel the vertebrae stretching, stretching, stretching until the heart lifts. You soften the shoulders down, broaden the upper back. Breathing deeply, inhale. And then as you exhale, just relax a little bit. Curl toes under, either keep knees down or up. 3, 2, 1. 30-second plank. Breathing in and breathing out. You might find it's getting easier, maybe. Maybe not. Just breathe. Try and soften around the edges of this tension in your face. You don't need the tension in your face. You don't need tense muscles in your face. Lower knees to the ground. Press back into child's pose. Gentle breathing in and out. Inhale. So that's 3. Let's inhale, come to all fours. Let's exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lift your right leg up to the sky. Now just listen closely. Bring that right foot right behind your left ankle. And place the foot, either wrap it around the back of the ankle or place the big toe and the toe. There's a little V between the big toe and the next toe. Place it right on the Achilles tendon. And then press those heels down towards the ground, lift the tailbone up. So a nice stretch for the Achilles, for the calves, for the hamstrings. If you have any back issues, those knees stay bent. There's a softness anyway in those knees. And then take that right foot from behind that left and swing it across in front of that left foot. Now your legs are crossed. Your right leg is in front of your left. You're going to walk your hands towards your feet. You're going to then come over to the right side, stretching out that SI joint right there. SI, not joint, but the band that we need to stretch. Breathing in. Oh. And then come back to center. If you ever feel really tight in those areas, then this is a great stretch. Walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. Uncross those legs. Take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, come onto your knees. Come forward into plank. Come onto forearms. One last opportunity. Take an inhale. Let your chest slide forward. Taking a deep breath in. Soften the shoulders. Broaden the upper back. Gazing towards your thumbs. And then soften down. Just let the back round a little bit. And then we'll do one last plank. Pressing into the ground. Curling toes under. Knees up or down. 3, 2, 1, go. Inhaling and exhaling. How strong are you becoming? Feel the corset, the waistline, the back body. Everything's becoming strong and powerful. Legs. And just a few more seconds, and then we're done. Press back into child's pose with the planks. Not done, done, done. Don't get too excited. Press back into child's pose. Let's inhale, come to all fours. Let's exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take your left leg, lift it up to the sky, and then place your left foot right behind your right. Make that little V with that foot, that left foot. Place it right on the Achilles tendon and press the heel down. You can soften that right knee. Get into the calf. We're really concentrating more on the calves and the Achilles tendon. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bring that left foot, swing it around the front foot and cross it in front. Walk your hands towards your feet. Take your hands over to the left. Get into that SI, into that right side of your leg. Breathing in and breathing out. And then walk your hands forward, and then forward again into downward facing dog. Uncross your legs, and then lift your tailbone, and then lower knees to the ground. Yay. Press into child's pose. Let the knees come together. You can even do an embryo if you'd like, with the arms resting next to your legs, hands on your feet or heels. Take a nice deep breath in, completing the circuit of the energy with your hands on your heels. There's a completeness to how you feel. So this is a nice stretch for the middle back, and then slowly ease yourself up, come onto all fours, onto the right hip, and swing your legs forward. Ease yourself onto your backs. Stretch through the arms, stretch through the legs. So you'll feel this. You'll notice at some point in the day, if you're not already feeling it, the back muscles might start to show up a little bit. Speak a little bit. Maybe even at some points scream. I don't know, depending on how strong your muscles are or how weak they are. Hug your knees into your chest, forehead to knees. Extend your left leg on the ground. Take your right foot on your left thigh. Left hand on the outside of that right leg, and just ease your right leg over to the left. So spinal twist. Arms out like a T, palms up, and turn, if it's okay for your neck, turn and gaze to the right. Close those eyes. So this is a nice stretch after your planks. You will feel the muscles in the middle to upper back around the bra line, because that's where many of the muscles that in a forearm plank, that's the area that gets a little extra attention. They have to be activated. Roll onto your backs, bring both knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, and then extend that right leg on the ground, left foot on the right thigh, and then ease that right knee over to the right. Arms out like a T, palms up, turn and gaze to the left. So you might need to do a little stretch every so often. But you'll feel those muscles. In a plank, you're not harming your body. I mean, the only thing that you might feel if you have very tender shoulders, then you have to be extra careful there. But you're strengthening muscles around your whole core, which is from the thigh, mid-thigh, up to your shoulders, up to your chest, your collarbones. Let's bring your knees back up. Give yourself a hug and extend your left foot to the left corner of the mat, right to the right. Feel free to come into Baddha Konasana if that feels nice. If not, traditional Shavasana. Roll the shoulders down and up, palms up. And let yourself settle down. Allow the body to feel like that piece of clay I talked about earlier. It becomes really, really heavy. It's like one piece of clay as opposed to separate parts. And by envisioning that, you can then the whole body can work together. One clump of clay. Reunited. And you can stay for an extra few minutes in your Shavasana as I come up into my cross-legged seat. To send you on your way, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, whatever is next. But whatever is next, you walk into that space calmly, with a purpose, intentionally rather than reactively or blindly. Your mind is open, your heart is open. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart, I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, thumbs up, comment below, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.